Hello anybody, somebody, nobody, or may never see this. This is Siegfried Alexander Faust, the Whiff, come back at you with some more Warhammer 40k. I have gone through and done almost all the Chaos Priest Marine armies. I need to go through World Eaters and Emperor's Children again, because they need a bit more attention because of some keyword shenanigans, to make them work. Unfortunately, I've come to the, I think, objective conclusion that possessed are generally better to run in most of the lists than some of the other options you can have, like Terminators. So, because they're going to be generally better, most of the lists end up looking like this. Because Master of Possession is also good, especially if you're going to run a bunch of Possessed. And then you can run Dark Disciple to buff himself. That ain't bad at all, because they're not core, so you're not really relying on core stuff to give stuff for bonuses for core. And then Abaddon as Spoiler is pretty hot too. So, most of the lists for Alpha Legion, Black Legion, Word Bearers, Christians, Bile, Red Corsairs are going to look about the same with small changes. I have some crazies outside, so be aware of that. So, let's see. Without further ado, the list for Alpha Legion is Vanguard 2,000 points, 0 CP. You can have a Dark Apostle, a Master of Possession, Abaddon Despoiler, 3 5-man Rubric Marine squads, 2 5-man Havoc squads with las cannons, and 3 10-man squads of Possessed. And give me a second to put pants on and try and make it a bit quieter here. I'm a firm believer of not wearing pants if you don't have to. I look kind of messed up. Some family was having a conversation outside, but I totally just hung the curtain on them and closed my window. It's because I don't want to be wearing pants and they're being loud. They'll probably not think that though. So, Alpha Legion, they get Master's Duplicity. Each time a range attack against this unit is made, if they're more than 12 inches away, subtract 1 from the hit roll. So they get dense, and if you have more than 10 wounds, then they have to be 18 inches away. Furthermore, they are able to perform an action in which they declare a turn when they declare a charge, or they fall back. Sorry. They can fall back and still do an action, or declare a charge. What am I even saying? So that lets you do some shenanigans. You can't fall back, do the action, and charge, though. Now, these lists, where the changes happen, is basically Dark Disciple is where things go back and forth, because he's buffing Abaddon or he's meant to buff himself, or there's an extra relic or so on one of the guys. So I'm going to go through that real quick. So for this list, Dark Apostle, he is going to be aspiring. He's going to have Hatred Incarnate and Omen of Potency, because he's going to just be getting strong himself. And then Master Possession is going to have Eternal Vendetta, Mutated Invigoration, and Pact of Flesh. They'll always have Mutated Invigoration and Pact of Flesh. And that Vendetta will also help in getting some shit done. And then one of your Possessed squads is going to have the Black Rune of Damnation. That's really good. It's going to be hard to pass up. It will hurt your enemy psychers. And then furthermore, it's going to give them -1 to be wounded, which is really good. So that'll help shrug them off and keep them a bit more alive. Especially if you run three-lane split, you can have Mass Possession rezzing the one that's already harder to put down in the middle. That's probably going to take more fire. So that's just going to be a bit more pressure for your opponent generally. And again, this is good, so that's what's going to mostly happen. The Rubric Marines, except for Black Legion, are going to be buffing the fuck out of whatever they want, and or the Dark Apostle to be making them better. I said Disciple, but it's Apostle. Yellow Scribe is dumb. It automatically makes him Disciple, so you have to make sure you're paying attention and use the Apostle characteristics and inform your opponent on TTS what they have for the prayers of the Dark God. And then Havocs, they have las cannons. That just is what it is. You just need something for most of these lists to give you an option for harassment. So, with the new Wanton Destruction, Massacre, and Slaughter, this also works pretty good. And hell, it's kind of like the Assault Doctrine where you're able to, but better for melee. And most of their bonuses are melee. All of these are going to be melee, so without further ado, that's the list. This is more of a defensive one that's going to give your army dents probably against your opponent's shooting if you can't get fully into cover. So if you, the reason you play Alpha Legion versus Black, Word, Creation, or Red is you want the extra dense effect and to be able to fall back and charge. So you're always going to be fighting first, most generally, and you're going to be surviving a bunch of shooting armies that you wouldn't normally like to deal with the shooting armies. So without further ado, if you like my content, like, share, subscribe, hit me up on my Twitch down below, or check out these lists on Google Drive. I'll be uploading them between today and tomorrow. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye.